You ever drive by one of these new playgrounds today and just like sit and stare at it for a second? I mean, because everything is plastic, rounded off, soft, and sanitized. There's no busting up and building an immune system at these places. I mean, you got these rubber turf that feels like walking on yoga mats, little shade tents that protect the fragile skin from UV rays instead of like, hey, cover up, wear a hat, and signs that no shit say no running, no climbing, and no rough play. And I just sit there and I'm start thinking, what the hell happened to the playground? I mean, because we were kids, this playground, it wasn't just a play area. It was a battlefield, a proving ground, that survival course designed by someone who either hated children or thought Darwin needed a helping hand. Because I tell you got to remember them old jungle gyms, right? That welded tangle of rusted metal bars, usually sitting on top of a bed of gravel. Or if you were lucky, that thin layer of asphalt. That thing baked in the sun all day like Satan's own private monkey bars. Because by noon you could fry eggs on them and a few layers of your skin. But we grabbed these bars anyway because we didn't have a choice. Pain was part of the game. You didn't climb for fun, you climbed to survive. Because if you fell, you didn't get a bruise, you got a souvenir. That jagged scar and a tetanus shot. And I mean, your parents didn't turn around and go and sue the city or call for safety inspections. They just said, well, that's what happens when you fall. And then they'd hand you a popsicle maybe and tell you to stop crying because the blood would attract mosquitoes. But I mean, and that was fine because pain wasn't our enemy. It was our teacher. Oh, and then we had these, these slides, them sad frickin', not this gentle plastic rainbow colored things that they have now. Ours was steel. Cold stone steel, 50 feet tall. Well, I mean, it felt like it was anyway. I mean, these things were positioned perfectly to absorb every ounce of sunlight known to man. That thing would melt the soles off your shoes and the brand the back of your thighs like cattle. I mean, we didn't just go down the slide. You committed to it. Because once you started, there was no stopping halfway down. You either went all the way down or got stuck like a slice of bologna in the frying pan, man. And at the bottom, no padding, no rubber, just gravel. Hot, sharp, dusty gravel. And I mean, if you didn't land right, you definitely left skin behind. I mean, we all had that one friend who went home with what looked like road rash from a NASCAR crash. All because he tried to ride down the slide on his jacket for extra speed. And now we come to the seesaw, that teeter-totter, that damn medieval torture device that was pretending to teach balance and cooperation. I mean, this was the original trust exercise for kids. You'd sit down on one end, praying the kid on the opposite to you wasn't a psycho. But of course they were. We all were. I mean, you'd be balanced 1 second, laughing, feeling that wind in your hair, and then wham! They would jump off and you would slam into the ground like a meteor. That ground, your tailbone would hit that ground, absorbing the full wrath of Newton's law. And everyone laughed, including you, because that's just how it was. We didn't get angry. We got even, because you knew the next round, you were the one that was going to bail early. That's how us Gen Xers learned about karma, through the art of playground revenge. And now here we get to the merry-go-round, that great big wheel of misery. The merry-go-round, man, the spinning circle of steel, this chaotic device that we would get on, that perfectly flat disc of death with metal bars that somehow weighed 1,000 pounds. Yet you could spin it faster than a NASA centrifuge. You'd grab that one bar, someone older, stronger would give it a push, and the next thing you knew, you were clinging on for dear life, trying not to puke or fly into orbit. Because if you lost your grip, it wasn't a soft landing. You were launched into the gravel like that human skipping stone that you'd become. And what did we do when that happened? We laughed. Hard, of course, because the only thing funnier than surviving that near-death experience was watching your buddy survive his. I mean, that merry-go-round taught us a few things. How to hold on when things got rough, how to roll when you hit the ground, and how to puke discreetly so you didn't ruin everyone else's day. Now, here's one of my personal favorites. The swings. The swings, the real ones, the heavy metal chairs, the hard rubber seats that could double as weapons, and the frames tall enough to qualify as aircraft launch towers. I mean, we'd pump our legs until we were completely horizontal with the crossbar, and some idiot would yell, "Jump!" And we always did. We'd launch ourselves like that missile, sometimes with grace, sometimes with face plants, but always with the pride. Because when you hit that ground and rolled like the stunt double, we didn't get a participation trophy. We got dirt in our teeth, grass stains on our jeans, and then one hell of a story to tell at the next day. Broken bones and bragging rights. You didn't go to the doctor unless a bone was sticking out. Sprains, walk it off. Cuts, rub some dirt in it. Bee stings, suck it up. Because that was childhood. We weren't fragile. We were feral. Raised by instinct, adrenaline, and peer pressure. And that peer pressure didn't say, "Hey, be careful." It said, "Bet you won't do it." And that was it. That single phrase launched 1,000 emergency room visits. Bet you won't. Oh, but we can't forget that everything there was a weapon. Everything in these playgrounds could hurt you. The metal poles, the bolts sticking out of the slide ladder, the swings that could smack you in the face at Mach 3 if you weren't paying attention. Even the monkey bars, they didn't teach coordination, they taught pain management. We had calluses by 3rd grade, and that, sir, was a badge of honor. But now, we were out there barehanded, with blood, rust, and sweat mixing together like a warrior's handshake, summer heat and asphalt burns. I mean, do you remember how the whole playground smelled in July? That hot, baked asphalt mixed with the scent of rust and cigarette smoke from some parents sitting nearby in their station wagon. I mean, you'd take that step onto that blacktop and you'd feel your sneakers starting to melt, and yet you'd still run full speed because the lava monster was chasing you. And somehow, we made it through every game, every burn, every fall, because we didn't think about safety. We thought about fun. We thought about being outside, and maybe that's why we built thicker skin. Literally and emotionally. I mean, the parents weren't watching. Our parents weren't helicoptering over us with sunscreen, timers, and bottled water. They were nowhere to be found. They dropped us off, said, "Be home for dinner," and that was the end of it. We didn't have safety monitors. We had that one older kid who knew how to stop a nosebleed with a dirt rag and spit. You learn the rules of survival fast. If you cried too much, the other kids stopped hanging out with you. If you got hurt, someone would drag you to the drinking fountain, rinse you off, and say, "You're fine." It wasn't cruel. It was community. Just a rough version of it. No cameras, no witnesses, no problem. I mean, today, every playground moment is captured on a smartphone. Every fall, every scrape, every argument, documented, analyzed, and shared. Back then, if you broke